What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another Hat format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your Hat format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the match I have for you today, we have Geargia, who is going to be on Laval Artifact, versus WCQ, who is going to be on Frog OTK. Both of these decks are very interesting, so I'm hoping this will be a good match, but we will have to see, so let's get straight into it. Here, it looks like WCQ is going to get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Instant Fusion, Molten Conduction Field, Instant Fusion, Laval Cannon, Laval Magma Cannoneer, my apologies, and on the other side we see Solemn Warning, Bottomless Trap Hole, Ronin Tonin, Dupe Frog, and Needle Sealing. So a good amount of traps that actually are very impactful, but not the most engine that's going to get this Frog deck going, but they will get a draw for turn here, getting a copy of Des Frog, so, kind of stuck with just a wall here, so they are going to set 3 and set that copy of Dupe Frog before passing it over to Geargia, who gets a copy of Double Cyclone, so pretty decent here. They're going to activate Molten Conduction Field, which is basically a double Foolish Burial for Laval monsters, and chain the Double Cyclone to pop one of the back row, here hitting the Needle Sealing, so pretty solid hit there. And then from there, they're going to send a copy of Lakeside Lady and a copy of Handmaiden, and here Handmaiden will be able to dump another Laval monster, this time dumping a copy of Cannon. And from here, they're going to activate Lakeside Lady. That says if this card's in the graveyard and you have 3 or more Laval monsters with different names in your graveyard, that includes itself, you can banish this card and one other Laval monster from your graveyard to target a set card your opponent controls and destroy that target. So here they are thinking, and they are going to pop the Dupe Frog, which surprisingly won't miss timing. The big joke with Dupe Frog is it's always missing timing here, but this card, when it is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add a frog monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So really good being able to add that copy of Swap Frog here. And then after that, it looks like Magma Cannoneer is going to be summoned and just attacking in for some good damage there. Main phase 2 Instant Fusion is going to be activated, going for a copy of Madolche. And from there, they can overlay into a copy of Laval Chain, but that unfortunately is going to be met with that copy of Bottomless Trap Hole, so they are going to just pass turn. Here, WCQ gets another Dupe Frog here, and they are going to special summon Swap Frog by discarding the copy of Ronin Tonin. From there, Swap Frog can dump a copy of Tadpole, and then here the Ronin Tonin is going to activate, banishing the Dupe Frog and special summoning itself out. From there, WCQ is going to summon a copy of Des Frog. That says when this card is tribute summoned, you can special summon Des Frogs from your hand or deck up to the number of Tadpoles in your graveyard. So here being able to summon 1, and from here, they're taking a second to think. And let's see what they choose to go for. They are going to use the Swap Frog to bounce itself back and then special summon back out the copy of Swap Frog. I'll just quickly reread Swap Frog for anyone who's not super familiar with it. It says you can special summon this card from your hand by discarding one other water monster. And then when this card is special summoned, you can send a level 2 or lower water aqua from your deck or face up field to the graveyard. And then once per turn, you can return one monster you control to the hand. So that's why they returned itself. And then you can normal summon one frog monster during your main phase this turn, except Swap Frog in addition to your normal summoner set, and you only gain that effect once per turn. So here, when the Swap Frog summon, they are going to send a copy of Ronin Tonin. After that, WCQ is going to Xyz summon into a copy of number 73 Abyss Splash, which is a card you don't really see that often except in this deck specifically. And it says that it needs 2 level 5 water monsters, and once per turn quick effect, you can detach a material from this card, double this card's attack until the end of your opponent's turn. Also, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent this turn is halved. So just using that to be able to detach a material, really, and then going for the copy of Gaia Dragon, and after that, going for Ronin Tonin by banishing the Des Frog, and then going for another copy of Ronin Tonin there. Did they banish the Dupe Frog, I believe, for that one? if I'm not mistaken there. And then from there, they're going to overlay into a copy of Daigusto Phoenix, detaching it so it can attack twice, attacking in for 1,000, attacking in for 3,000, and then attacking in for 26. Oh, actually, okay, I didn't even realize that. No, they didn't double this attack. They doubled the Gaia Dragon attack. So actually, this is attacking in for game, and that is going to be just an OTK there, because this is going to be 52, 62, 77, and because they had paid the bit of life for the instant fusion, that actually is just game there. Okay, yeah, I completely forgot that, Gaia Charger is a win monster. So yeah, no, WCQ takes that one, and there you kind of got to see just how explosive the frog deck can be, even without the Infernal Recluse summon, which is usually what the frog deck uses to OTK, but there you can easily see that they were able to do that. But anyways, moving on into game number 2, Geargia will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Moral Attack, Beagle Attack, Double Cyclone, Ignition, and Double Cyclone, so very artifact heavy. And on the other side, we see Bottomless, Compulse, Wiretap, Inferno, Reckless Summon, and Ronin Tonin. And here, Geargia will get a draw for turn, getting a copy of Pot of Duality. Starting the turn out, though, we are going to see Duality activated, revealing Instant Fusion, Flying Sea, and Laval Cannon. Here, Geargia is going to take that copy of Flying Sea, putting the others back, and then I'd assume just setting a bunch of back row here, setting 5 over to WCQ, who gets a copy of Wiretap. So again, a very slow start from WCQ, but here the Double Cyclone is going to be activated in end phase, and they are going to pop that copy of Compulse as well as their copy of Beagle Tech, and then summon itself back out. And it looks like they're going to be chaining Ignition to the Beagle Tech, popping the copy of Bottomless, setting a copy of Moral Tech. Then the Beagle Tech is going to summon using its effect, and here on the effect, Double Cyclone is going to be chained to that, so hitting the Wiretap as well as the double Moral Attack. So, it's going pretty quickly here with this game, getting double Moral Attack, and then here Geargia draws into a Flying Sea, switching the Beagle Tech to attack and just going for some damage here. And, it's crazy that they both kind of just set a bunch of back row and already were in a more simplified game state. Geargia can then go for a copy of Pleiades, and they are just passing, trying to play around a potential copy of like Trapple Nightmare or something like that. Here WCQ gets a copy of Desfrog, and that's not really going to do anything there, so they do scoop it up. So very quick game. And again, that was a very artifact-heavy hand. We didn't really see any Lavals except the one revealed off of the Duality. But moving into game number 3, WCQ will get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Molten Conduction Field, Call the Haunted, Lakeside Lady, Laval Cannon, and Call the Haunted. And on the other side, we see Breakthrough Skill, DD Crow, Tadpole, Ronin Tonin, and Inferno Reckless Summon. And here they will get a draw, getting a copy of DD Crow. So again, just kind of awkward hands here, unfortunately, from WCQ, who is going to set Tadpole and set 1 and pass. Geargia gets a copy of Warning. Here, Molten Conduction Field is going to activate, sending a copy of Laval Magna Cannoneer and a copy of Handmaiden. And then from here, sending a copy of Cannon off the Maiden. On res, they look like they were thinking for a second, and Geargia is just going to set that Lakeside Lady and a Call the Haunted as well. Setting all the back row, actually, over to WCQ, who now gets a copy of Breakthrough Skill. From here, they're going to set the Breakthrough Skill and set the copy of Ronin Tonin before passing it back over to Geargia, who now gets a copy of Instant Fusion, so maybe they can make some plays happen here. Flipping up the Lakeside Lady, going for Instant Fusion, summoning out a copy of Ojama Knight, so being able to go for a level 8 Synchro here, going for a copy of Stardust. After that, Lakeside Lady can banish itself and the Handmaiden to pop one of the sets, and they are going to go after the Breakthrough Skill there, and it's going to be chained to the Stardust. After that, Cannon's going to be summoned, which basically is going to summon back one of the banished Laval monsters, and they're going to bring back the Handmaiden there, synchroing for a copy of, Armades there, which is a very good card in this position, especially in case one of these had been something like a copy of Dupe Frog or something like that. That could have been pretty decent, and I'm kind of trying to think, like, these DD Crows really weren't relevant at any point necessarily, especially given, the cannon and stuff was there. I guess there wasn't really a good point to be able to use them, huh? Because even if they had gone and, used the crows, the cannon would have brought back whatever was banished regardless, like the maidens or something. So it was a little awkward. It was also, pretty, it's a rough spot to be in. Also, this is also a breakthrough skill, so maybe even just breakthrough skilling the cannon could have at least stalled them out for a little bit, and then it would kind of come down to what they draw, but we will see here. Going to battle phase, the Armades is going to run over the Tadpole, Stardust is going to run over the Ronin Totem, Call the Haunted is going to be activated. Here we will see the DD Crow on the Ojama Knight. WCQ gets a copy of Debunk, so yeah, I don't think the draw really would have mattered there regardless, just because everything they had just seemed too good. And here we see Geargia holding out on the other Call the Haunted, because they technically could have activated that, but not really a good reason to, and even then that would be met with the other DD Crow. So here it looks like WCQ is going to set one. Geargia gets another copy of Cannon, which, are they allowing it? They are, so not using the breakthrough skill here either, despite them not really having much of anything. Very interesting. And here WCQ is going to think, no, it looks like they are going to breakthrough skill. Okay, so it was a little late there, but maybe they realized after this one that they kind of had to stop that because this would get out of control pretty easily there. And here Call the Haunted's activated, but the DD Crow is going to banish that. And here Geargia will swing in for a lot of damage here. And Dunko's really going to need something here. I'm thinking probably they need like exactly Swap Frog for this to be like a perfect situation. Here getting a copy of Des Frog, so a little unfortunate. And even then, yeah, I guess they did have the warning. So quite unfortunate for WCQ there. At least they got to show off kind of the OTK in that first game. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your hat format replays, whether you won or lost. If you thought the deck you or your opponent was playing was pretty cool, feel free to send that in. I'm sure a lot of people would love to see it. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.